A healthy relationship would have to include a great deal of communication skills and being able to communicate with the other person. I don't think you can have a healthy relationship without being able to communicate your feelings and whatnot.
Well, a trusting relationship, I believe, is where you can get everything out in the open. You don't have to, like if you're hanging out with a guy or he's hanging out with a girl, you don't have to worry about what the other person's doing. They tell you everything, even if it's not remotely important. Like if a girl says they like them, they're just willing to come to you and say that.
Well, I do think the heavy arguments is definitely the wrong way to go. If you really feel like you're going to raise your voice and not really make any difference, just hold on a second. Maybe move into different rooms just until you cool down enough to have a good steady debate, and so you're not just screaming insults at each other, because that really doesn't solve anything.
Pretty much talking, making everything clear. If any problems occur, be able to say what's going on and figure out how to fix it.
I feel valued and respected by my partner when my opinions are thought about through, when I'm in a discussion, when that other person is reliable and keeps their word. I feel valued when my suggestions are taken into consideration.
They all sound like it.
All of them?
They all be violations of that code.
None of that should be allowed.
All of them.
Every single one of them. Okay. Highly likely. It happens a lot where I sit at the college, to be perfectly honest. So it tends to I like to break it up before it becomes violent. So just the verbal violence, verbal is violence too, but verbal fight is better than punching. So if I break it up before it becomes punching, it's better.
If it was a complete stranger, I'd say like 50%, unless they were bawling their eyes out. But if the person just sat on a bench, I probably wouldn't go up to them. But if it was someone, like an acquaintance, I'd go up to them and ask them how they were feeling. If they look a little blue, well, it's just the kind of person I am. I'm curious and I don't mind helping people if they need it. I'd like the people to do the same thing to me.
I really don't think you intervening too many times would make too much of a difference in the prevention of that, because every time you stop them, they're just going to bottle it up, and they'll hold it for a while, and as soon as they're in a situation where they're alone, they're going to let it out. It'll probably be worse than if you just let them be. And I guess it's just the way that human emotion works. You have to let something out. You can't just hold it in, or it'll just keep getting worse and worse inside your head.
I would say still 4. If it's important enough, then people who are your friends should still be your friends afterwards.
Talk to somebody. Go to counseling, go to a teacher if you think you are in an abusive environment. Say something to somebody, I don't care how scared you are. Just go to somebody. You can be nondescript, you can take a day off, call in sick, and go someplace you've never even heard of before. Talk to somebody, or write it down. Evidence for later or something. Get your thoughts out there, help yourself just be better. Because I've been in a few of those situations. Talking to somebody sometimes helps. Bad situations, if you have evidence, if you're trying to get results with facts, it's something you can use for later, but really the important part is to talk to somebody and get help. Some things you can't do on your own. and some abuses you need help for. That's all.